Ciao ragazzi, it's JJ Coyle here with Team Azzurri, looking ahead at Italy's quarter-final matchup against Belgium. And it's got to be said, this is the game that we marked down at the beginning of the tournament as the one to win if we're going to have a chance in the tournament. Belgium and France, the two teams that scared me going into the tournament. France, because they like to sometimes play without the ball and they can be so deadly on the counter-attack. And I think that could have hurt Italy. So I'm very, very happy they're out. And also, Belgium dealing with De Bruyne and Eden Hazard potentially missing from this game through injury. I mean, Portugal were rough in the last 16 matchup. I think some really, really unnecessary tackles. But here we are. I mean, there's no reason to fear Belgium. Yet they're the number one team, but their two key players are missing. They've still got Lukaku, and he's still going to be an absolute handful. And Dries Mertens, he's going to be expected to come in on the right. He's a bit more direct, and he's got a goal threat. And I think he'll be looking at Chiellini and Bonucci on that side where Spinazzola goes up the pitch, and he'll be thinking there's an opportunity for him to score. He's not in the best of form, but I've always liked Dries Mertens, and I think he could cause us problems. With Mancini, he's pretty much got a full selection. All 26 players available. Florenzi's back from injury. I think the big question for Mancini is going to be the right-sided winger. And it looks like he's tested Chiesa on the right side ahead of Berardi in a practice behind the closed matchup. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, ultimately, what Chiesa does when old legs are getting tired, he's fresh, he's fast, he's great to have off the bench. But can you hold the guy back who absolutely tore Wales apart and then come on and scored the winner and changed the game against Austria? You know, maybe you need that threat from the start, and then maybe bring Berardi on as the game goes on. I was all for Berardi at the beginning of the tournament starting. 6 goals in 7 games. But Chiesa's had a great season, and he's really gone up a level at Juventus. Scored an amazing goal against Milan. Great goals in the Champions League. And the match winner in the Coppa Italia final. And he's a real problem. He's a real handful because of his pace and his non-stop tenacious running, he's always looking to penetrate in behind. And players like Torgan Hazard will have to be mindful of that if he wants to go gallivanting forward. On the left, Insigne. Insigne really needs to do more. I mean, but he will be in there linking up and improving on his relationship with Spinazzola, who's been fantastic. But Insigne needs to step up in this game. I mean, for a couple of games, he's not quite been there. But he is our primary set-piece taker. And he does have that composure in transition and that bit of quality. No doubts about Ciro Immobile. I mean, going into the tournament, you're looking at Ciro and you're thinking to yourself, has he got the goals? Is he clinical enough? Is he clinical enough to be Italy's number 9? This Italy's a great team, but it doesn't have a striker that is clinical, that can finish. And in the 31 undefeated games, for a lot of that, you've seen that, where Italy dominating teams, not putting away the chances. But right now, he's definitely the best option. He started scoring more. He got 2 in his 3 appearances so far. And he just stretches the defence. If you're Vertonghen, Vermaelen or Alderweireld, you do not want to be chasing that guy around. And his movements create openings for other players. And we do have a lot of players joining the attacks. So Ciro Immobile's forward play, I think he makes him the number 1 candidate to be our number 9 at this moment. And he's doing a good job, it has to be said. But it'll be games like Belgium where if he gets a chance, a good chance, like Thomas Muller did, for example, and he misses it, the same questions will rise again. But if he gets that chance and he buries it, you know, we'll go on to be thinking that, you know, he's the best option as Italy's number 9. Shout out to Bellotti, though, who really did a tremendous job when he came in, holding the ball up, getting other players involved, winning fouls. You know, you never think Bellotti's going to get you a bag of goals, but he's never going to cheat the manager or the team. He's going to give 110%, and he's going to be a nuisance. So our strikers are what they are. I mean, it's down to the wingers to make the difference. And, you know, obviously, there's a clamour to have Locatelli in the starting lineup. He was absolutely fantastic in the second game in particular against Switzerland, where he bagged his brace. And him not playing the other day, I think Berardi suffered from that. You know, him and Berardi have a great relationship on the pitch. If Berardi's not playing, you know, maybe Locatelli and Berardi will come in to change the game. Verratti, Jorginho, and Barella, you know, the flow of the team looked a bit disjointed against Austria, but in reality, they had a very good first half. And I just feel like in the second half, there was nerves that started when Bonucci miscontrolled the ball, allowed Arnautovic in. And then there were some slight decisions from the referee that weren't going against us. Verratti getting caught on the ball, Jorginho taking extra touches. Really did make you question the midfield and what they were doing. But in large, you know, this midfield, Verratti and Jorginho, best place to handle the ball under pressure at the edge of the box if it comes to that. And Barella, even though struggling a little bit against Austria, he's really been sensational for Italy the last 2 years, it has to be said. His pressing, we didn't see as much of that against Austria, but his ability to press, he's got a goal in his locker, he attacks space. And I think he's a really important component of that midfield. And so another good thing about Mancini is he's got options off the bench. I mean, if a game does come close and it's still in the balance, we certainly expect to see Pessina come on and be a goal threat. 2 goals, 2 match winners in his last 2 appearances. Absolutely fantastic. You know, he wasn't even in the 26. Sensi, another great player for Italy when he's played. Out of the team. Pessina stepping in and just, what can you say about a guy who scores 2 match winners? It's almost a bit of a Grosso fairy tale story. But against Austria, you're looking at the game and you're thinking to yourself, especially in the second half, don't let us go out like this. And not just to an opponent like Austria, but a timid back foot approach. You've not really gone for the jugular in the game. And I suppose all we want to see against Belgium is Mancini's high pressing team. The same kind of team that went to Johan Cruyff Stadium, beat Holland in the back garden 1-0 with that Barella header. And you want to see, even though it was 1-0, we absolutely battered them that day. And you just want to see Italy on the front foot, pressing Belgium, asking them questions all over the pitch. And if they break away and they get chances, we expect it to be minimal. You know, you can make predictions all you want. Everybody making predictions that France are going to go all the way and there's no way Switzerland can compete. But you've got to take every game as it comes and on its own merit. Any team can cause an upset. I'm sure Sweden expected to get through against Ukraine. Holland expected to get through against Czech. But the reality is, the game's going to be changed by moments. And I just think with Mancini's style of play, we're going to create more chances. We're going to create better chances. And so as long as the players are ready to step up and take them, you know, I expect Italy to make it to the semi-final. I mean, obviously, looking down the line at other teams is absolutely fruitless at this stage. It's a mammoth game, but I think Kevin De Bruyne and Eden Hazard being injured is obviously a massive plus. And so, perché no? Why not? Why can't Italy get to the semi-finals? You know, number one ranked team, Belgium. Let's see what you've got without two of your best players, if that's the case, because Italy have had to play their games without Insigne at times, without Chiesa, without Berardi, without Verratti. You know, we've had to play without Jorginho. And I think I recall the last game against in the Nations League game, we played Emerson, Bastoni, and Azzurri at the back. Three guys that are not starting or anywhere near starting for Italy at the moment. And so we've shown that no matter who comes in or comes out of the team, that the team prevails in its shape. You know, let's see if Belgium can handle the loss of crucial figures as Italy have. So yeah, I mean, just to wrap it up, perché no? Why not? You know, certainly not putting predictions out, but Forza Italia and back Mancini for 32.